We would like to invite Dr. Jaffrey, President of Metropolitan Asian Family Services, on the stage. Please welcome Dr. Jaffrey.
Dr. Firdaus Jaffrey, who has been our president at Metropolitan Asian Family Services for the past, if I'm not wrong, 5 years, I think. And Dr. Jaffrey is a very ardent supporter of not only MAFS, but all the charitable organizations that we see across Chicagoland. She's a dentist of repute and has her clinic in Carroll Stream. She just became a grandma, and here is Dr. Jaffrey.
Hi, thank you for coming, and welcome again to our program. Hope we make it very successful by fundraising this place here. Today we have a very wonderful show. We have great MPs or parliament members from India here to grace our occasion. We also have some very interesting people here, which I didn't expect. So I'm happy they are here. So hopefully you enjoy this function and bless us all. Thank you.
I will be now requesting the Director of Metropolitan Asian Family Services, Mrs. Santosh Kumar, to please come up the stage. A very well-known figure, Mrs. Santosh Kumar. We are now starting. Mrs. Santosh Kumar on the stage. Give it up for Mrs. Kumar. I would request all the Board of Directors, members of the Board of Directors, to please come on the stage. Nikunj Bakshi, Bina Patel, Vice President. Bina Patel is also the General Secretary of MAFS. Naren Patel, who is the Vice President of our association. We are honored today to also have Representative Michelle Musman with us. Give it up for Michelle Musman. हमें बहुत खुशी हो रही है अपने अगले मुख्य अतिथि को यहाँ बुलाते हुए। सात समुद्र पार देश भारतवर्ष से बहुत सारी तालियों के साथ स्वागत कीजिए मिस्टर हुसैन दलवाई का। We are welcoming from India Mr. Hussain Dalwai, our special guest of honor, who is a member of the Parliament Upper House, which is called Rajya Sabha in India. He is a former labor minister in the Maharashtra cabinet. Mr. Dalwai started his career as a member of the Legislative Council from the Samajwadi Party and later joined the Congress Party. During his term as an MLC, he was awarded the Best Parliamentarian Award for the year 2001-2002. His work in tribal community was appreciated by the then Chief Minister of Maharashtra State, Sri Shankar Rao Chauhan. As a labor minister, he initiated the idea of an umbrella law for protecting the interests of large-scale, unrecognized labor in the state. A true Gandhian by heart, Mr. Dalwai works tirelessly for the minority causes and communal peace and harmony in not only Maharashtra, but India too. And there he is. Now, Mr. Dalwai hails from Konkan region, the Maharashtra state. As his mother tongue is Marathi, he is closely associated with Marathi literature and in general, and Dalit literature in particular. Not many people know, but parliamentarian Hussain Dalwai holds the mentally and physically challenged children very close to his heart. He runs 2 schools for these children with special needs through his personal funds in Mumbai. Give it up for Mr. Hussain Dalwai. May I now request Ms. Marta Pereira to please come up on the stage. Marta Pereira is the Director of Coalition of Limited English-Speaking Elderly in Illinois State. Marta has been very closely associated with MFS for the longest amount of years. Her department's programs are implemented in helping MAFS and UAMS members lead a productive life through better communication skills. Marta Pereira, for you, please. Marta has made a record. She has always been there at all our programs, and today is no exception. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion.
I'd also like to invite the Mayor of Streamwood and the Mayor of Hoffman Estates to please come on stage and join us. Ladies and gentlemen, In our Indian tradition, we begin any event with the ceremonial lamp lighting, and today is no exception. We are going to have the lamp lighting, which will be done by Kusumben Patel of Gayatri Mandir, and this will be followed by a devotional bhajan and a very nice devotional dance. So please join us for the lamp lighting.
May I also request our treasurer, Mr. Pramod Kumar, to please come on the stage. Thank you, Mayor. I also have the distinct honor of inviting a very honored guest this evening, Congressman Bill Foster. Give it up for him. Congressman Bill Foster is a scientist and businessman representing the 11th Congressional District of Illinois. Can you believe it? This congressman, when he won his first election, he was given a thundering welcome by 32 Nobel Prize laureates. Give it up for Bill Foster. May I request, ma'am and sir, I'm sorry, I cannot, you both, yes, if you could come up on the stage. Thank you. Anyone sitting on this table needs to be here. Thank you very much. A little word about Congressman Bill Foster. Bill started his career as a 19-year-old and co-founded with his younger brother a very high theater lighting equipment called electronic theater controls, which controlled more than 50% of electronic theater lighting in the US. I was checking these lights when I was placing them up on the high rise, and guess what? They belong to his company. He made them. So we will now be proceeding with the lamp lighting. This beautiful rendition of
साय दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते दीपज्योति परब्रह्म दीपज्योति जनार्दन दीपो मे हरतु पापम दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते. I'm very thankful to Santosh Kumar. We are working hand to hand with MAF, with Santosh Kumar, and we are like family. And that's the way we are working together. Santosh Kumar also always come in our program. And I'm very privileged and honored to be here today. And I'm very proud to announce you that we are Global Gayatri Parivar's Gayatri Shaktipit Chicago has been moved to the new location at Displain 9012 Knight Avenue, and all are welcome for darshan. And is going to be open starting from first Navratri, 5th of October, and the phone number is 773-467-4878. We are very proud to announce you that please welcome and get the blessing of Mother Gayatri. And today, we are here to get the fundraising for the MAFS. Everybody knows that MAFS are doing the excellent work for the whole community. And हिंदी में बताया गया है कि आप 100 हाथ से कमाइए और 1000 हाथ से दान करो. मीन्स जितना आप कमाएंगे इसका 1000 गुना आप देंगे तो आपको you will get more and more. So that's the whole system. So we are requesting each and everyone, please be noble and be hearted and donate generously. Thank you so much.
Mr. Foster.
You all can go from that side. It's easier to come down.
Easy come.
Go that way. It's easier to want down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a beautiful rendition by our priestess and a generous request for helping our cause of Metropolitan Asian Family Services. Just completing a little bit about Bill Foster. As I told you that he at age 19, when he and his younger brother started the Electronic Theater Controls, Inc., a company that still manufactures the theater lighting equipment in U.S. and has more than 50% of the market. Bill is also a great scientific gentleman. He has worked as a high-energy physicist and particle accelerator designer at Fermilabs, our own Fermilabs. He was a team leader in discovering the top quark, which is the heaviest known form of matter. He also led the teams that designed and built several scientific facilities and detectors still in use today at Fermilabs and all around the world, including the recycling ring, the latest Fermilabs giant particle accelerators, which was just put up. And when I already mentioned, when he first ran for Congress, 31 Nobel laureates recommended him. Once more, a big round of applause for Bill Foster. Bill lives amongst us in Naperville. His wife, Isiok, is also a physicist. He has 2 grown children, Billy and Christine. And I guess it runs in his blood and genes because Bill's father was a civil rights lawyer who wrote much of the enforcement language behind the Civil Rights Acts of 1964. So let's have Mr. Bill Foster give us a few words.
Thank you all so very much, and thank all of you who have come out tonight to support the Metropolitan Asian Family Services. They are a wonderful agency that helps so many people, including in Naperville, where I make my home. And I just want to say also that I'm very pleased to have a chance to learn more about the work that you're doing here and the communities you serve. You know, in Washington, D.C., with a possible government shutdown looming and debate over whether or not it's a good idea for our government to pay our debts, there's been a lot of discussion about our priorities and the things that our government funds and the things we should do as a people. There are really two different reasons that we do things as a nation. The first one is to support and grow our economy. These are things like building our roads and our bridges, educating our children. And if you do not do these things, then you're just damaging your economy and shooting yourself in the foot. But there's a second class of things that we do as a people. And these are things like taking care of the elderly and feeding the poor. And while it's important to have strong federal programs that do that work, it's also equally important that we have independent organizations like MAFS and the support of our communities for them. If you've been paying close attention to the news lately, you may have noticed efforts from one party, which will go nameless, in Congress, to cut some of these important programs. On Thursday, that party introduced legislation that would cut the food assistance in our country by more than $40 billion. And on Friday, they took us one step closer to a government shutdown that would cut off hundreds of essential services that people in our country depend on. You know, as long as I've been in Congress and in politics, I've opposed measures like these to cut these services because these programs are a reflection of what our values are as a nation. And it's these values that have made America such a strong nation. Our commitment to build a strong middle class, our commitment to support our seniors, and our commitment to prevent our citizens from falling into poverty. But we also draw our strength as a nation from our diversity. Earlier this week, we celebrated Citizenship Day, and it was a wonderful opportunity to spend some time reflecting on the many contributions that immigrants have made in our country, because we are a country of immigrants. Many of us are first, second, or third generation Americans, and we have all benefited from the sacrifices that our ancestors made in search of a better life in America. In fact, my wife is a first generation Asian American who came to the United States to pursue her education and who was able to become a legal immigrant and a citizen, but who knows very well that even our legal immigration system does not work as well as it should. And every day, families come to this country in search of the American dream, better jobs, better education, and a better life for their families. And in working to build a better life for themselves and their families, they're helping to build a better country and a stronger economy. More than 40% of all Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or the children of immigrants. These American companies represent 7 out of the 10 most valuable brands in the world. And collectively, they employ more than 10 million people and generate an annual revenue of $4.2 trillion. That's a quarter of our economy. Additionally, immigrants have a huge impact on our housing market. A study from Harvard University found that in recent years, foreign-born households accounted for 30% of the overall growth in our housing sector. But if we do not fix our broken immigration system, not only will we be leaving millions of undocumented immigrants in limbo and needlessly tearing families apart, we will also be sacrificing economic growth. And so every day that we fail to pass comprehensive immigration reform, we are forfeiting millions of dollars in economic growth. According to the 2012 State of the Hispanic Home Ownership Report, it's likely that immigration reform alone could generate 3 million new home buyers over the next several years. If we passed immigration that provides a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, it would increase state and local tax collections by almost $150 million a year in Illinois alone. On the other hand, If all unauthorized immigrants were removed from Illinois, the state would lose $25.6 billion in economic activity and more than 120,000 jobs. As a scientist, I have seen the valuable contributions that immigrants make. For 20 years, I worked as a physicist at Fermi National Accelerator Lab in Batavia. And every day, the flags from dozens of countries flew outside the facilities, representing the nationalities of all of the scientists that were performing experiments at Fermilab. Thousands of students from other countries have come to the United States to get their PhDs and training at our research facilities. But it has been the policy of our country to turn most of them away when their work is done and their education is complete. We need to stop pushing out our accomplished scientists and researchers and business school graduates, and instead encourage them to stay here and build our businesses, expand their research, and help grow our economy. Because these are historic times. We are closer than ever to passing comprehensive immigration reform. The Senate has recently passed comprehensive immigration reform, and now we just need the chance to vote on it in the United States House of Representatives. We have to remember that any day at any moment, we are just 5 days away from passing comprehensive immigration reform. All that it will take is for the House Republican leadership to wake up one morning and decide to bring the Senate immigration bill up for a vote, where it will pass with a bipartisan majority and be signed into law by the President. This would be a historic moment and would be exactly the kind of bipartisanship that our country needs at this time. Our nation has a long and proud history of welcoming immigrants in search of better lives for themselves and their families, but our current immigration system is broken. Supporting our immigrant community, as well as our seniors and the most vulnerable among us, is critical to maintaining our strength as a nation. And while I'm representing the Illinois 11th District in Washington, I will continue to fight for those priorities, which are the same priorities of taking care of the people who are most vulnerable and new to our country, that are the priorities of everyone in this room tonight. And thank you all.
Metropolitan Nation Family Services has been recognizing individuals, organizations, but this year we thought that there should be a special award given, which is called Making a Difference in the World Award. Making a Difference in the World Award is given to that organization and individual who has really made a difference. And the name that comes up, you might have read and heard on news channels and in newspapers. A young kid playing basketball or playing football suddenly drops dead. A young girl running a marathon suddenly drops dead. This is called sudden cardiac death syndrome, and it's a very big problem. Just to let you know, every day nearly about 14 to 15 kids die because of this. Well, one organization, which is called Young Hearts for Life, took on the onus of battling this horrible syndrome. We are today honoring this organization called Young Hearts for Life and its founder and medical director, Dr. Joseph Merrick. Big round of applause for both these, the organization and Dr. Merrick. May I request the president and the director of Metropolitan Asian Family Services to please come on stage. Oh, here they are, to give away this award. A little brief about Dr. Merrick. Dr. Joseph Merrick is a clinical cardiologist with Advocate Health Systems Midwest Heart Specialist. He graduated with honors from the University of Illinois at Chicago and received his medical degree from Loyola University Strict School of Medicine in Maywood, Illinois. His medical training includes an internship and a residency in internal medicine at the Cleveland Clinic Hospital, where he was named chief resident, and a fellowship in cardiology diseases at Loyola University Foster McGraw Hospital in Maywood, where he was appointed the chief fellow of the fellowship training program. Dr. Merrick specializes in diagnosis, management, and prevention of coronary heart disease and complex hypertension and has been recognized by the American Hypertension Society. He also promotes treating of the heart diseases. One special interest of Dr. Merrick is cardiovascular disease and sports participation. Dr. Merrick is instrumental in heading the Young Hearts for Life program sponsored by Advocate Charitable Foundation that screens area school students for potential heart ailments with EKGs. To date, almost 100,000 students in the western suburbs have been screened, and numerous precious young lives have been saved due to timely detection of abnormalities. The efforts of Dr. Merrick have been recognized here in the US and the world over. His achievements and milestones have been reported in Chicago Tribune, Sun-Times, various TV, radio, media stations. He was recently invited to present this program in England. Dr. Merrick is the proud father and father-in-law of 2 sons and a daughter-in-law who serves, and a daughter also, who serves in the active US Army. All 3 are presently serving in Iraq or in Afghanistan. Thank you very much, and may I now request, with all humility, Dr. Joseph C. Merrick to please come to the stage. Director of Young Hearts for Life, Dr. Joseph Merrick. Dr. Merrick, we are running very short of time. Can I request you to say about a minute or so, if you can, please? Thank you.
Yes, you're all familiar with the 3 B's of public speaking. Be brief, be sincere, and be seated. And so I will attempt to achieve that. I want to thank the board of MAFS for this honor. But like your organization, our organization achieves its success because of volunteers and people contributing. And so it's not just what I have been doing, but all the people who volunteered for our program. I want to say a special thanks to Janine Davis, who's the director of the program. She gets things done, and she gives her regrets that she's unable to be here tonight. But I want to thank all the volunteers, particularly the super volunteers who come to all of our screenings and help make sure all these thousands of EKGs get done. Amongst those volunteers is my lovely wife, and I have to thank her. Stand up, Rick. Not too long, I don't have much time. When I get frustrated with trying to accomplish the program, she's always there encouraging me to continue with this program. And I want to thank my children who are always there to support me, 2 of them here, but I won't make them stand up to save them their embarrassment. So thank you everyone for this honor. I am grateful and I am humbled. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Merrick. It's an honor, and as he thanked me also, because I'm also a volunteer at Young Hearts for Life, and Shri, her son was screened by your, come on Shri, at high school, and
it's a
she's
wonderful
very grateful
program
to you.
that's happening in all the school districts of Illinois. So thank you for all the great work you do. We are honored to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for Dr. Joseph Merrick, please. Thank you. We've got our keynote speaker today, none other than Mary Killow, who is the Deputy Director of Illinois Department of Aging, the ones that we serve so humbly every day, the Department of Aging, our senior citizens. She is the Deputy Director. Mary Killow has held various positions with senior care throughout her career. She is an attorney by education and profession, but has now been a very good and a strong asset of MAFS with guidance, mentoring, and financial help through the Illinois Department on Aging, where she is the Deputy Director. Mary has been the manager of community care programs, where she has done a lot of work, and she's been a guiding force in formatting and implementing CCP's initiatives of home care and compassionate care for Illinois seniors. Without much ado, may I please request Ms. Mary Killow to come on stage and give her keynote address. Mary Killow.
Thank you so much, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Illinois Department on Aging and our director, John Holton. And every year it gets more and more exciting. I just want to take a minute and say that Metropolitan Aging Family Services has been a strong provider in the community care program and other services, providing services to older adults. And I hope everyone realizes how hard it is to serve the over 2.5 million older adults in Illinois. It takes people who are committed and strong, and I appreciate all the hard work they do. I know the older adults that they serve appreciate it. Can we get a round of applause for all the hard work of Metropolitan Aging Family Services? I won't take up too much more of your time. I just want to thank them for always including me and inviting me, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.
Moving along, our next speaker for the evening is none other than the new Consul General of India, Dr. Asif Saeed. Dr. Asif Saeed. Big round of applause. Dr. Saeed holds a Master's of Science, MSc and PhD in Geology and is from Osmania University, Hyderabad, a very well-educated person who's traveled all around the world and has been Ambassador of India. His last posting was in Yemen from 2010 to 2013, and he is just a wonderful orator. Without much ado, the Consul General of India, Excellency Asif Saeed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely delighted and proud to be part of this annual fundraising dinner organized by the Metropolitan Asian Family Services. I'm quite new to this place, Chicagoland. We just are less than 2 months old in Chicagoland, but then we have been exposed to so many different groups, cultural, business, and social, socio-cultural and social in a short stay, that we are really overwhelmed by the kind of extraordinary work which is being done by people, committed people in Chicagoland, very generous and committed people like your group, Metropolitan Family Services, run by Mrs. Santosh Kumar. In fact, only about a week ago, she and her dedicated group of volunteers had come and met me in the consulate and briefed me about the excellent work which they are doing in providing critical services, critical healthcare and other services to elderly people of not only South Asia but many other countries who are residing in Chicagoland. This is not a very simple task as it may sound. It is a very complicated task, much more complicated than the magic show which we were seeing, because it looks simple, but to execute it is extremely difficult. And I do not know how Mrs. Santosh Kumar and her team are able to render this kind of diverse work in so many different places. And I think the organization is 2 decades old already, and then they have done yeoman service to the society and to the people. I am very proud that she is an Indian who is serving the communities all over the world. To that extent, she is the real ambassador, not only of India, but the global ambassador, I would say. Many people have given her many titles, and one such title said, she is the Mother Teresa of Chicagoland. And I think I echo such sentiments. She has been bestowed with several awards. Good round of applause for Mrs. Santosh Kumar and all her entire team who are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised her that as a Consulate General and as me personally as a Consul General, I would be very, very happy to be closely associated with her Metropolitan Services, Family Services in any form. And even we would like our children and our family members to be also associated to render any kind of service to the institution. Again, without taking much of your time, we wish all the best for Metropolitan Asian Family Services. We have seen, it has seen 2 decades, 20 years, but we would like to see another 20 years in service of the Chicagoland and the entire humanity at large. Thank you very much.
Mr. Asif Saeed, thank you so much. The next speaker that comes up needs no introduction, as I've already given his introduction. He's all the way from India. Please put your hands together for Mr. Hussain Dalwai, Special Guest of Honor, Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, and former Labour Minister in the Maharashtra Cabinet. I had met Mr. Dalwai on 2 more occasions on his visit this time. He's a very, very nice person and a very humble person who does not take many accolades and says, no, it's all my job that I have to do. But he works a lot for communal harmony in India, and we know that we have seen some trying times of recently. There have been some occasions where communal peace was disturbed, and Mr. Dalwai took it to heart a lot. So without much ado, here is Mr. Hussain Dalwai, the Member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha.
All honorable guests, our Sahib, Consul General of India, the President of the Metropolitan Asian Family Services, Dr. Firdaus Jaffrey, and Executive Director, Architect of this organization, planner, and everything, founder of this organization, Mrs. Santoshji Kumar, all board members, all employees of the organization, and all dignitaries here, gentlemen and sisters. I would like to thank the organizers of the annual dinner, especially Mrs. Santosh Kumar, the Executive Director of Metropolitan Asian Family Services, for the selecting such an important topic, which is attracting attention of policymakers in both developed and developing countries. I am also overwhelmed to see this beautiful city, Chicago, the city of President Obama. I am visiting here for the first time, and I am amazed with its beauty and vibrancy. The hospitality provided to me is really praiseworthy. I am very much impressed by the work performed by the organization, which is really doing a noble job in human welfare. The mission is to provide comprehensive and integrated services to immigrant population of India as well as subcontinent countries. On this occasion, I would like to remind you that in the month of September 1893, Swami Vivekananda had visited Chicago and attended conference of all religions between 11th 1893 to 27 September. It lasts more than 17 days. September 1893, although Swamiji was not formally invited for this conference, he was allowed to speak during inaugural session of the conference. As soon as he uttered the word, "My dear American brothers and sisters," to commence his speech, he was given standing ovation by the entire audience. In his short speech, he said, "Due to the fanatic elements in our society, the world is now witnessing bloody warfare all over the world. People are being brutalized with sword and pain. Swamiji saw the end of this. Who is going to take care of the senior citizens and those coming in the zone of plus 80, known as oldest of old? It is really the subject which requires our full attention. Every person born on this planet is bound to become old, and with old age, he or she has to suffer pangs of old age. We can only ease these pangs by providing better facilities to aging persons. The older generation held very important position in the family tree. They were the epitomes of wisdom. The experience of old is considered primitive in this advanced techno world, and no one wants to pay heed to what they have to say. In India, We are also supporting these senior people. There are 8 factors in order to understand the pangs of old age: failing health, economic insecurity, isolation of deep sense of loneliness, negligence in family society. The elderly are vulnerable to abuse, where a person is willfully or inadvertently harmed, usually by someone who is part of family or otherwise close to victims. Many older persons live in fear. 7. Boredom is another problem being faced by elderly. And 8. Not the least, loss of self-esteem. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Our next speaker is Mr. Michael Geller. Mr. Michael Geller is very well known to our audience at MAFS. He has, for the past 5.5 years, Mr. Geller has served as Deputy Director of Illinois Department of Aging, and as in that position, he was responsible for many changes which came. He has been serving the community as an advisor to governors, I would say, for the past 40 years on Medicaid, health reforms, pension reforms, quite a few things. So without much ado, Mr. Michael Geller.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that very kind introduction. And all of you, I'm sure, are ready for your rest of your evening and the meal. I want to bring Governor Pat Quinn's welcome to all of you. He was unable to make it himself tonight, but asked me again. It's one of my highlights of my year, being invited to speak and welcome all of you here on behalf of the governor. We are just days away from the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, and we're working very hard to make sure that we bring adequate health care at affordable prices to everyone across the state. To everybody involved in Metropolitan Asian Family Services, and to all of you who support it, I really thank all of you because you're doing what needs to be done for the older adults and people who need help throughout our state, and especially in the Asian community. So to the whole family and to all of you who work and all of you who support it, I want to thank you very much, and thank you very much for inviting me to say a few words this evening. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Michael Geller, thank you very much. Our last guest speaker for the evening is Mr. Jonathan Levin, CEO of Age Options. May I please request Mr. Levin to please come on the stage.
Thank you so much. It's unbelievable how much work goes into an evening like this, and I want to salute Santosh and her wonderful staff and the board of directors and all of you for a very, very good job. Age Options is here as the organization planning and developing services in suburban Cook County, as well as some programs metropolitan-wide, as well as a program that looks to protect Medicare programs and services statewide. And we know that these programs are important because of everybody in this room. If you need help, Metropolitan Asian Family Services is the first place to go to throughout the region. And if you're in the community, there's many good programs. So thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Santosh, for including me.
Good evening again. I welcome you all for such a put together evening for you. It looks like a simple job, but it is not. I want to thank all my dignitaries, like our Honorable Consul General, Mr. Osaf Saeed Saab and his wife, and our policy advisor from Governor, Michael Geller Saab, and I'm missing his wife today, and definitely Jonathan and his wife Robin. I'm very thankful that you are here. And our minister from India, member of parliament now, he has traveled all over from India for this function. And I cannot forget Saeed Desai, the friend and businessman who is accompanying him just to bring him here. We are very honored and we are very thankful for your presence here. Thank you very, very much. And Mary Kilo, what can I say? She is a pillar of our strength. Mary, because of you, we have really passed many, many challenges. She was with us for our advocacy. The bill was not passing, and she has given her time, and we have supported everything. So we are very, very thankful. Our money, our payment is coming on time, little bit better than before. So thank you very, very much. And I cannot forget Martha Pereira. She is the person who really stands with us, behind us, and in front of us. This organization, which is a coalition of limited English-speaking elderly who provide so much help, so much technical support for the people, immigrant population like us. She has at least 50 organizations with her who get help through her. So we are very, very, very thankful to you and your organization. And definitely all my mayors, which my neighbor also, my Mr. McLeod, and our esteemed mayor there, and my friends from University, Park University there also. I mean, I'm very thankful for your presence. And my board, I cannot go thanking you without board, my president, Dr. Jaffrey. She is such a pillar. She's such a strength. She looks very fragile, but she is so strong behind this organization. Because of her, we are really standing very high. Thank you very much, Dr. Jaffrey. And what can I say, our Naren Patel? He looks simple, but very strong, very trustworthy, and very ethical and very giving. They are one of our gold sponsors. We are very, very thankful for him and his whole family. Thank you very much. And my Rakesh Asthanaji, he is really giving his time to welcome you all. He is also our board member. Nikunj Bakshi, also board member. I think Nandi is not here, but she's sick, so she couldn't come. And all my staff, my hard-working staff, I cannot name it. Hundreds of people. Yeah, Beena Patel, how can I? My Chirpur girl, Beena Patel, our secretary of this organization and life to this organization. When she comes, I light up because she brings so much energy, so much positive vibes for this organization. Thank you, Veena, for your support. And my staff is very, very hardworking. This organization is successful because my staff works without me. Because we have 8 locations or 9 is opening, I cannot be everywhere. If I be everywhere, then how can I work? They cannot work. So they work without me. And Will Foster is not there also. Many, many ministers have come, congressmen have come. I am thankful to them. And Balbinder ji, he's there somewhere. I saw many, many heads of the organization. I saw Guru Vachan ji from Hindi Lovers Club. I see Shed Rajput ji from Indo-American Center. He's a community leader. I see Noorani, he was also a smiley leader and very good friend of this organization. And I think I saw Nand Kapoor ji, AIA past president, and our very senior person. I really thank him. And I saw our Mr. Bhatt also and his family. He is the trustee of this organization and very, very devoted. He has come even on a wheelchair. I'm very, very thankful, Bhatt Sahib. I'm honored that you are here and your blessings are with us. You know, generally people ask me why MAFS is so successful. I will give you the theme behind it because we are focusing on shared vision and shared resources. And with the collaboration of the organization, which can give us strength in some technical place, some knowledge, and some funding, and some we can give the way how to do it. So collaboration is the way to do the things. Otherwise, running a non-profit organization is very, very difficult. Ask Mr. John Levin, ask Martha. They are so difficult. People think where the funding is coming from the state and the federal. Yes, it is coming, but very little. The demand is so high and the funding is very little. So our community has to wake up and they have to take the share of the responsibility. My responsibility which I have given, I have collaborated and the resources from Universal, which you see the Universal and Universal Metro, all are giving support to the Metropolitan Asian Services. That's why it looks so big, it looks so furnished, because we are taking the equipment of other organizations. We are sitting in other organizations' place and looking bigger. And that is the way of doing, and my plan for future. If you want to have what report I have to give. We have many, many programs for MAFS, that is 8 programs. If you go to my page 16 of the book, please take this book. This book has been created with a lot of efforts by my team of the people, with the volunteers, which is somehow supposed to be my son. He is my Prashant Kumar and Imran. They have done a tremendous job for that. Worked day and night without disturbing me. So that is, I'm thankful to them. Thank you, Prashant. Because this book will tell you how the programs are run, which county we are serving, from which office, which programs are there. And they will give you that we are doing the nutrition program, we are doing immigration program, we are doing educational program where we are teaching the English and we are teaching computer, and newly program which we have included, that is the research and study. That will give us an edge with the Northwestern University. I think Dr. Kandula, Dr. Sapna must be there in the audience, and they must be thinking, and we got award for that. Award is a culmination of the work for 6 years we are doing for the healthy lifestyle for the Asians. That is very, very important for us, because we have come to the different environment, eating the same food and living a very luxurious life without walking anywhere. So we are getting very, very sick, and heart trouble are coming, blood pressure is coming, diabetes is coming, and we are having a lot of problems. So this is the time we are waking up. We are collaborating with Asian Health Coalition. We are collaborating with the Chicago University. We are collaborating with the Northwestern University. And the other is Wellness Crane Program. They do our seminars and researches. So this is the new program we have added. And this year, fortunately, we get the literacy program from Secretary of the State. That's a new program which we have added, and I think Mary Reeves is here, I can see her. Thank you very much for your support, for writing and guiding and nudging us how to do very perfectly. Because MAFS is known for good documentation. May not be according to the age option, but we are very, very good generally. So these things we learn by the collaboration with the people who know these programs. That is why it looks successful, and that's why we are getting the funding from the people which they are responsible for that. My vision for this organization is to passing the legacy to the next generation and teaching them how you can support by collaborating, by sharing vision, and by sharing the resources of the bigger organization. It may be profit, it may be non-profit. In the coming world, I think businesses has to shoulder the responsibility of non-profits. Our community is very big and very rich and very successful, but they have not done any structural giving like American people. Bill Gates gives to the India also. They have a Bill Gates Foundation. They have a community foundation. They have a research foundation. We rich people, we have so much billionaires or trillionaires people in India, but there's no structural foundation we have created. Indian people, my message to all of you is that we have to think on these lines in the communities. We can give our portion of our wealth to these organizations, whatever you like to. You may donate to the children organization, you can donate to the women organization, you can donate to the senior organization, whatever you feel like or your philosophy is matching to that. But we have to create some kind of legacy for our current generation. My work, we do very sincerely, very fondly, and I want your love and your care like we are giving you our love and care. I wish for all of you a very peaceful life and very healthy life, and this organization here to stay and to serve you. I want you to understand us, give us support, and we are ready to even give education on how to run the organization at this stage. If you are looking for opening something, I am there for you. As a supporter, as a teacher, as a guide. Or I can connect you to the resources who can provide you this kind of help for you. Thank you very much. I wish you a very, very healthy, happy, peaceful, loving life and good care. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Kumar, thank you so much, really. You touched our hearts when you said that. And for the award ceremony, it'll be Neelam and Shri who will be taking up from there.
Thank you. Our first award of the evening, we'd like to present to Mr. Hussain Dalwai, our MP from India, special guest, honored guest from India. Mr. Sajid Desai, who has accompanied Mr. Hussain Dalwai all the way from India, like to welcome him as well on stage and acknowledge his presence over here with us. Thank you so much. All the benefits that he has been providing for so many years to the Indian public, and we welcome him to Chicago. The best employee of the year goes to Janvi Bavesi. I'd like to call Janvi on stage. I think many of our people over here know Janvi. Okay. Janvi is a very known face. She has been working with MAFS for a very long time. Mary Kilo, I'd like to request you as well. Michael Gelder, please, we'd like to call you on stage as well to present these awards to our employees. There is not one employee of the year, but it has been shared. There is another employee that I think everyone knows, Mr. Afan Mohammed. He is also the employee of the year, and I wish to congratulate him. Afan on stage, please.
You know, I was telling Afan, when he was climbing the stairs to put up those lights, I said, Afan, be very careful. Do not hurt yourself. If you hurt yourself, I'm going to hurt you because we need you. Thank you, Afan.
I think he is a known face. He is all over in all the 8 locations. No one can do without him. So, Afan, congratulations. We also have a public benefit award.
John Levin Gublau.
Oh, Mr. John Levin, we are missing you on stage. Please come. And Martha, how can we do without you? Martha, you have to be here too with Mrs. Kumar. Shri? Shri is the recipient of the Public Benefit Award for MAFS. She has been working tirelessly, and I'm sure all the people over here know her face as well. Not only does she take them to the social service offices, she is sitting day in, day out answering their calls, and she really deserves this award. A big round of applause to our employees. One more award, the last award is Supervisor of the Year to Mr. Smitesh Shah of Chicago location. Smitesh has been working very, very hard for the short period of time that he's been here, and he definitely deserves this award. Congratulations, Smitesh. Thank you, everyone. Congrats to all our employees and Mr. Hussain Dalwai. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. A big round of applause for our awardees. Thank you.